I was replying like, already you are kafirs and you are going to hell anyway, so if what you die or you die naturally or you commit suicide, that nothing bothers me unless you accept Islam. That is how I replied to them, because it is told in the Quran that unless your parents are not Muslims, you don't have to obey them. Namaste, my name is Anagha. I am coming from Thrissur, Irinyalakuda. I am born and brought up in a Brahmin family. I have my father, mother and two sisters in my home, and I am a physiotherapist. I was practicing Islam and I was in the verge of conversion. I must say that the ignorance about my dharma and our nation's real history and unawareness of current affairs led me to the Islamic study. During my college days, that is, I went to college to Ernakulam. So there I stayed in a hostel. During the casual conversations in this hostel room, my Muslim friends, they asked many questions about the customs and rituals that I was following at that time. They asked so many questions on my religion and all, but as I was not getting any proper guidance on dharmic study, I couldn't answer any of them and I kept silent. And I started to search in social medias about the questions that I have to face at that time. But from social medias also I couldn't get any convincing answers. So I felt like I failed, or I felt like there is nothing valid in Hinduism. At this time, I started asking doubts, or I asked questions on Islam, and my friends who were getting Islamic education since childhood onwards, they were able to answer all my questions. I started criticizing it, but I couldn't answer any of them. I just heard it and kept silent. And as gradually I thought that there is something special about Islam, because all these guys are saying the same thing, and they are clarifying about their Islam, their only God, Allah, Prophet and all. So I thought that it must be right, or they made me think that it is right. They showed me videos of Imam Akbar, Zakir Naik and all, and my Islamic studies were going deeply. And as soon as I was convinced with this Islam, they told me about how a woman should dress, or how she should behave in front of the society. They told me how I should dress and all, and they always said that a woman should not be exposed before other gents other than her husband. So you should cover all your body, otherwise Allah will put you in hell. And there is a question that in that film, that Muslim friend asked the Shalini Unnikrishnan, the main character. She is asking whether you have seen any of the hijab weared girl getting raped. That question was also faced by me. Or living like a Muslim woman, I will be put into hell, and they explained about the hell punishments, and I was so afraid that time that I want to convert as soon as possible, because I started praying to Allah only. After my studies, I went to Kozhikode for my job, and there also I got a positive atmosphere for my Islamic studies, and most of my patients were supportive for my Islamic studies, and they gave me musalla, that is the mat for doing namaz, and that dress for doing namaz and all, and they assured me any services or any help they can do for my conversion, to stay after conversion, or for going abroad, or even some of them came with marriage proposals. They told that if you want to face the crisis after conversion, you need a company, so it's better to get married. They told my 5 to 6 years of Islamic study, I had become a complete anti-Hindu. I was against Hindu gods, Hindu organizations. Even I was against our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, because it was fed in my brain that Narendra Modi ji is going to make this a Hindu nation, and Muslims can't survive here in peace. And 2020 I decided to legally convert. All time they were crying, saying that please don't go, if you go we will commit suicide. I was replying like, already you are kafirs and you are going to hell anyway, so if what you die, or you die naturally, or you commit suicide, that nothing bothers me unless you accept Islam. That is how I replied to them, because it is told in the Quran that unless your parents are not Muslims, you don't have to obey them. I was going to a nearby clinic, a physiotherapy clinic for work, and there some of the RSS activists came to see me, and here I met Acharya Sri Manoj ji, and I started talking, debating. After 3.5 hours, Acharya ji proved me that Islam is completely wrong. The ideology I was carrying for the past 6 years, Acharya ji proved it to be wrong within just 3 hours.